Hello you wonderful art friends and welcome. In today's video we are going to work with colors, more precisely with the color wheel. I will show you 3 different color suggestions for a color wheel, where the last is a way for you to find out what your statement colors could be in your paintings. In other words, how people, when they see your paintings, know that it's you who painted it because of the colors you've used. This video is also a fun way for you to experiment with the color palette you have at home. In between the color wheels, I will show you a fun little way where you can use up your leftover paints from the first color wheel. This video is the first of a series where I will publish a new video every month on the topic, color theory and composition and so on. If you're interested in sharing what you have made from one of my videos, I've just made a new Facebook group called Miriam Thompson Art Studio Community. It could be so cool to see you there, and I would love to see what you have made. So be very welcome there as well. But enough of me talking for now. I hope you will hang in there for the end of the video. There will be a lot of nuggets and useful information in this video. And like before, you can find a template on my Patreon for free, and I have put the link down below. Let's get started. I'm Miriam, an artist residing in beautiful Denmark. I do paintings in watercolor, gouache, acrylics, well, pretty much any medium I can lay my hands on. I'm here to help you learn how to make beautiful paintings and learn different skills in mainly watercolor, but also mixed media. Come, join me and let's paint some beautiful paintings together. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, let's start. We begin with transferring the template to the watercolor paper. And I'll just speed this video up so it won't take so long. But it's a really nice template, and as I said before, you can find it on my Patreon for free. So the first color wheel we are going to paint is the traditional color wheel with traditional colors, and these are usually warm colors. And I'm going to use my primary color palette from Daniel Smith, and I'm going to use these colors you see here, which is Hanza Yellow Deep, Pyrrol Scarlet, and Ultramarine Blue. And here we begin. And I begin with the Hanza Yellow, the lightest color of the color wheel. And then I just paint that in to the wheel. And here, painting the first color wheel, we will just take it nice and slow, so you will get an idea of how to paint the next color wheels we're going to paint. But I will speed the video up on the other paintings because else it would take too long. But now I have continued with the Pyrrol Scarlet, and I go down 3 from the yellow, and then I paint the 4th. And it's the same with the next, which is the Ultramarine Blue. I count 3, and then I paint the 4th, because there should be 3 empty spaces between the primary colors. And these 3 are the primary colors in the color wheel. And now we are going to mix the yellow and the red with each other. And then we will paint the middle of the 3 empty spaces. And this orange color that we get by mixing the yellow and the red is called a secondary color, or also a complementary color. Complementary color. Yes, and now we are going to mix the blue with the red and put that in the middle of the 3 empty spaces, like you see here. this is also a secondary color. And now we are going to paint in the last color, the last of the second colors. And it's a mix between the blue and the yellow. And as you can see, we get the green color. And now we are continuing with the rest of the color circle. I'm just zooming in so you can see better. Oh well, I thought I would just write in that this is the primary color. And I write in what the name of the color is, because that's quite nice to know later on if you're going to use the color wheel. And as you will see in the next color wheels we are going to make in this video, it's nice to know what you are using. And now with this done, we're going to continue with the rest of the color wheels. Now we are going to mix the two colors that's lying between the empty space in the color wheel. So here we are mixing the yellow with the orange color. And then we get a lighter orange. And these are called the tertiary colors. And then we will continue with the next one, which is the orange mixed with the red. And I will just continue like that all the way around the wheel. And now you're really getting a good idea of what colors you get when you are mixing these three primary colors together. And this can be really helpful when you are going to make a painting. Then you can decide what colors you're going to use. And it gives you a very good idea of how the colors work together. And you can see here I got quite a dark color from mixing the purple color with the blue color. The colors in the warm color wheel is not as bright and vibrant as when you are using cool colors, as we are going to do in the next color wheel. You get some quite earthy green colors or muted green colors, as you can see here. And the purple is also quite muted, but sometimes you want that, so it's nice to know what colors to mix if you don't have a very large color palette. And here you see all the beautiful colors I have left in my color palette or mixing tray, and I really want to use that for something nice. So I don't just want to waste it. So I take my spray bottle, and it has a very fine mist, and I spray a card size piece of watercolor paper, and then I just begin to drop in colors that I have in my watercolor tray, mixing tray, whatever you call it. Yeah. And I have two purple nuances in the mixing tray. that I'm putting into the card. And I really think this will be quite pretty, because usually when you are using the same colors, 3 primary colors, and mixing them together, and then continue to mix them and make secondary colors and so on, it will look very pretty in a painting. I've just noticed that after a while. So after I began watercolor painting, in the beginning I was just using whatever was in my watercolor palette, but I was a bit annoyed with the colors, because I felt like they were not always looking so great together and not looking the way I wanted them to look. But I found out later on that it worked out much better if you are mixing 3 primary colors together, because they sort of just fit together and look beautiful together in paintings. So that's a little tip for you if you got some problems with your colors. Try using 3 primary colors and just mix from them to get the colors you need. I don't think I've ever experienced that it looked bad. So now I'm dropping in. I have dropped in some of the orange colors as well, and some of the green colors for leaves. In my previous videos, I have made cards like this with the same methods. So, but here I thought it could be fun to show you how these primary colors look together. So why not? Now I'm making some stems and just dabbing in some more colors here and there. You can also do some splattering. That will look nice in the painting as well. And here I'm just dropping in a little bit of the Jane's Grey that's in my watercolor palette, just to darken up this purpley color. And I drop in some of that dark color in the middle of the flowers, or where I believe the middle of the flowers will be. And I just use a very small brush size 2 to drop in some of that dark color. And now when everything is dry, I take my Unipin fine liner 0.1, and then I just begin to paint around the edges of the flowers and the leaves, and yeah, just go around the flowers. And I will also paint some dark in the middle of the flower, just to enhance that dark color we put in earlier on. And this I will just do all around the card. And yeah, there you go, the finished piece. And I will just grab my hairdryer and peel off the masking tape. And you got quite a pretty card here you can use for a greeting card, or a birthday card, or a Valentine's card, whatever you want to. But I really think these colors look very pretty together. So now we are off to the next color wheel. And this will be a color wheel containing cool colors. And in this color palette they have put in both cool and warm primary colors. And the cool colors we're going to use in this is called Hanza Yellow Lights. It's called Permanent Alizarin Crimson. And the last one, the blue I'm going to use is Cerulean Blue chromium or something like that. This one. So we will just begin to paint in these colors, and you will see what the colors comes from that. But I will speed up the process, but I would suggest that you do the same at home and just explore your own color palette with the colors you have in there. And then after this, I'm going to show you a third color wheel where we are going to experiment a little bit with the rest of the colors we have in our color palette. So hang on there. And last in the video, we will compare the three color wheels together, so it will be more easily to see the difference in the colors. Another thing you can call this color wheel, I call it the cool color wheel. You could also call it the modern color wheel. The colors we are using for this modern color wheels were not available in previous times, so it has just been available here the later years. I actually don't know how many years, but we've been good at making some colors that was not that natural like they were using in previous times. So we can be happy about that because now we have a larger color palette that we can use in our paintings. We got more to work with, you could say. So that's nice. And now I'm just writing in the secondary colors as well, so it will be easy to find out later on. I'm sure I'm going to hang these up on my wall so I can look at them next time I'm going to choose colors for painting. It's really nice to have something visible that you can see. And as before, we have a mixing palette full of nice colors, and you can do another little card if you like. But yeah, here you can see the two color wheels together, the warm and the cool, and you can just see the big difference in the colors. In the cool color wheels, there's a big difference in the green colors. So that's really nice to know. Next time you are mixing paint for a new painting. And the purple colors are also a bit different. Yeah. I think you could say that the colors in the Watercolour wheel is more vibrant than in the warm. So, but it actually surprised me when I was looking at these that I actually prefer the warm color wheel. But that's just us humans. We have different preferences, so but it's nice to find out. So perhaps you had an aha moment as well, like I did. And now it's time to have some fun. We're going to use some other colors in this color palette, and we are going to use buff titanium, quinacridone rose, and phthalo blue. So this will be very exciting to see what colors we will mix together from these three primary colors. So we begin with the buff titanium and paint that in. And then we count 3. And as you can see, I only counted 2. So I really made a mistake here, but I fixed it. You will see. I only discovered it when I was going to paint in the blue color. I was like, oh, something's wrong. What's wrong? Oh, what's wrong? Oh no, I painted in the wrong. But I wet the whole area, and then I took some kitchen towel and then dabbed it off. And then I wet it again and took a kitchen towel and dabbed it off. But we know there will be some pink color here, so we don't have to get it completely off. So this was okay. So now we paint in the right place of the color wheel. And this is the quinacridone rose. And here, while painting, I just want to tell you that I have a Facebook group. And here you can share your paintings made from my tutorials. It's called Miriam Thompson Art Studio Community. And in this group, I will also give you a challenge 2 to 3 times a month. And that will refer to that week's tutorial on YouTube. So in this way, you will really get to practice what you've learned, and in that way, work it into your painting routine. This is a really nice way to remember things and develop yourself in your art. I really love challenges. I do them all the time, and I really think it has helped me develop my art. So join in if you want to get challenged a little bit or share some of your paintings. I would love to see your paintings. That could be really great. So, and now I have begun to mix the secondary colors, and now it's beginning to be interesting. So there's some very interesting blue and green colors showing, in my opinion. So, and I think I'm going to make many color wheels, trying to mix different kinds of colors, just to see what color I will get. And this buff titanium, it's not a real yellow, it's quite a brownish muted color, but it's so much fun to use in a color wheel, and just mix with 2 other colors and then see what you get. And I've actually practiced this with my watercolors, and I made some very pretty paintings in my own opinion. The colors look very great together. Just using some random colors in a color wheel, and then just go ahead and mix colors from that to use in a painting. And I would say if you're looking for vintage colors, buff titanium is your friend, because it it mutes down the colors, but they are very pretty, I think. And they look very much like the colors I have in my vintage pastel colors from Art Philosophy. So yeah, it's really nice to explore all this, I think. And now we're going to mix the blue and the red together to see what kind of purple we are going to get. The blue is very vibrant. Phthalo blue is very vibrant. And yeah, you can see that on the purple color. That's quite a vibrant purple. Actually, I think it's the most vibrant of color with wheels so far. So that was a nice discovery. And this was what I meant when I talked to you about the statement color palette in your paintings. Try and find 3 primary colors and put them in a color wheel and mix them together. And there you go, you will have a good mix of colors that you could use in a painting that nobody else is using. Probably someone else, but that could define your painting style, if you like. So I think that's quite exciting, and I actually really love this color wheel. I think it's very pretty. It could be fun to make some painting using this color wheel or the colors from this color wheel. So yeah. But the next video on color theory I will share in about a month's time. We will continue with exploring colors and how to use them and how to mute colors and make gray colors and so on. So I hope you will join me there as well. And remember to put in the color names you're using for your color wheels. That way you will be able to not forget them. It would be sad that you like some colors and then you forgot to put in the names so you can't remember. So, and here before we are finished, I just wanted to show you how you can work further on your color wheel. Here I have mixed the 2 colors lying above each other. They are also called complementary colors. And you can have a little fun with that and see what happens to your colors if you mix them with their complementary colors. Instead of mixing with the complementary color, you can use a Jane's gray or Payne's gray, black you would call, and that gives the same effect in your painting. Sometimes it's a little easier if you don't have the complementary color available. So then you can just use a gray color and you'll get the same result. Yeah, and that was it for this video. I hope you became wiser. See you again in another video. Bye!